Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. It is a Friday, and today we're going to talk through the ever-continuing Tiger Woods saga. Also, we'll break down the Final Four, and T.I. will tell you about the new Super Mario movie.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between by idiots for idiots.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome in to this Friday episode. T.I. is finishing up his popcorn from the movie last night, and that's where we want to start. So you took the youngin' to see Mario Brothers, and I'm really curious, is it worth, for me, a middle-aged man with no kids, is it worth it for me to go? Because I got to deal with the awkwardness of going, without kids. So if it's a good movie, I'll fight through. But
as long as you don't wind up on the Epstein list, everything's all good,
No, I'm good there. I couldn't afford
wind
to
up
go
in the
to
theater,
any island.
Yeah, no. It's fine. It's fine. I think a lot of people, there's two scores, people are trying to talk about the score on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, the critics are giving it a 50 something. But meanwhile, it's like the audience is giving it like a 95. It's like, they're not making this movie for critics to tell you if it's good or bad. Come on. The movie, The first one made $1 billion. All they're doing is making a second one to make more money. It's just complete fan service. It's just nonstop nostalgia. Anything you can think of from the Mario universe is thrown in there.
They just throw it in. Yeah.
It's like, and there's
I'm
other
not
characters.
mad at that.
There's other characters from video games. There's other characters from video games. They got Rob the Robot in it. They've got Star Fox in it. They've got the Pikmin characters. It's fine. Is it going to win the awards?
It's a whole world.
It might get nominated for Best Animated Feature, but it ain't winning much anything. It's not going to win Picture of the Year. It's not going to win Best Screenplay like these critics are trying to act like that's
Turtles
what
did.
for.
Turtles
Miyamoto is just absolutely best movie of all time. Turtles 2 best second movie of all time out of movies, and Turtles 3 was actually voted by the Academy Awards as the best third all-time movie in the history of movies. So good way to sweep the awards there for the Turtles. But Super Mario Brothers Galaxy is fun, man. It's fun. Take your kids. You have to take your kids. I think there were about 25 of us ultimately in the theater. First off, it was just me and my kiddo. We thought we had the whole theater ourselves. It was great, but just like humans, everybody arrives late. And more people came in, but there were only about 5 more kids that came in with their dads. So, it was mostly, older folks, and they were laughing. It was good, man. Like I said, there's not much of a story, but who cares, man? That's not why we go see a Super Mario Brothers animated movie in the theater, for the story. We go to see Jack Black do Jack Black things. We go to see all the Easter eggs. They had a lot of Easter eggs in the middle from a whole scene with characters from Super Mario Brothers 2, which was great. Very funny.
I know you like that.
Very,
for sure.
Yeah, very gangsterish, very Sopranos / Mafia-ish, the way that they played that scene Chronicles, off. Took place in
Crunch Chronicles.
Yeah, took place in a casino. Louis Guzman did the voice of Wart, which was good.
Okay.
Because he's got the perfect voice for it. So it was good, man. If you're on the fence of trying to save some money and not go to the theater, you're not going to miss anything. Just watch it on TV. But we went and saw it in 3D, so that's always fun. My kiddo likes the 3D stuff.
I get it.
So it was good, man. It was good. We got the Yoshi popcorn bucket. I'm, as you saw, just was finishing up some leftover popcorn that we didn't finish. But the Yoshi popcorn bucket was a big hit, man. Everybody there was buying one. So they're making a lot of money. The movie's only been out 2 days. I can't imagine how much money this movie's going to make.
Yeah. All right, I'm in. I like the nostalgia. So let's keep the cinema going. and talk through the cinema that is the Tiger Woods shenanigans. We knew that this would happen. Well, we didn't know that this was going to happen, but we knew that like stuff would get released later. And so last night, sure enough, we find out the first phone call that dude made, which I am not faulting in any way, shape, or form, because I would do the same thing if I had Donald Trump in my back pocket. But that was his first call. Can you imagine? You're outside of your car, you pull yourself out of your flipped car, and you're kind of scratching your head. You're like, I guess I'm okay. Well, I guess I better call Donnie Brasco. Hey, can
Yeah,
you
Trump.
send the chopper? Like, what was that conversation like? And did he get through? It didn't. I didn't see the report if like old Donnie answered or what. But that is hilarious.
I mean, Tiger must have really hit his head pretty hard. The first thing that's on his mind is to
He's
call
on
Donald
speed
Trump.
dial. He's on speed dial,
I
man.
mean, hey, Donald Trump. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Trump's he had his own things to worry about. He was watching tennis. He was dealing with the fallout of Christy Noem's husband. He had a lot going on. Had a lot.
Gandhi had to fire her.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot going on.
A lot going on for that guy.
It's tough
Still
job.
working on his tan.
Yeah.
So, but that I just thought that was funny. Like, what does that say? Like, to
I'm
call
sure he
someone
didn't
like
answer.
that.
I mean, maybe he answered so he could look cool
Maybe.
in front of people. Like, oh, hey, Tiger Woods is
Tiger's
calling.
calling.
Hold on.
I'm sure he didn't flip his car or anything stupid. Hold on, let me take this. Oh,
It's
you
probably
did
like
flip your
T-Dog.
car. Hold on, I gotta take this. Like,
Hold on, guys. T-Dog's calling me. T-Dog. My man T-Dog's calling me.
oh man, he flipped his car again. Like, no, I can't send the chopper. There's people here. I need it. Well, let me see what I can do. I'll call you back. And then he doesn't call him back. I mean, what a Saturday Night Live. Jack Black and Jack White is hosting tomorrow. If they don't do something, missed opportunity. I'm just saying it here right now. Like, they have to do something with Tiger Woods and a flipped car. Like, maybe like a dream sequence, or I don't know, with Jack Black as the host. Like, anything is possible. They'll be pitching the movie, I guess, right? He'll be pitching that hardcore Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's why he's on there, to time that up.
Yeah.
Actually, ironically, Kyle from Tenacious D is actually in Nashville tonight playing while Jack Black is hosting SNL. So Tenacious D is kind of, obviously Jack Black's out there cashing in those Mario paychecks, but Kyle still needs to get paychecks because he's not as big as Jack Black. So he's playing. I'm actually going with a buddy of mine to see it later tonight. So pretty good. I'm interested to see what a solo half of Tenacious D show is like.
Yeah. I wouldn't think it'd still be good and fun. I'm sure the energy won't be exactly the same.
No, he probably has his own music that he does as well. So, but yeah, it'll be cool, man. Yeah. I'm excited.
So, I'm excited to see which of these three teams in the majors have a chance to not be the running joke throughout the year, because we have picked on your Colorado Rockies and your Chicago White Sox. And the White Sox are still in there, but also the A's, who are homeless, and the Red Sox, which is weird. The three of those teams are the only team in Major League Baseball a week in to have only one more win than you and I do. Only one more. And we don't play.
Yeah, White Sox, we expect that out of you. We expect that effort. But Red Sox, come on, man. Get your shit together. Oakland,
very weird.
Las Vegas, whoever you guys are going to be.
Whoever.
It's not important right now. Jose Canseco is not walking through that door. But yeah, Oakland, welcome to the party. Red Sox probably need to get your stuff together. White Sox, we've been keeping the seat warm for you, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the Rockies wound up, having a seat with the White Sox when it's all said and done.
Yeah, they're not going to be still that great, but at least they have more than
Yeah,
one win. So we'll see. We'll check in.
Rockies have
from
already,
time to time.
Yeah, Rockies have already, basically hit their tipping point. Like it's all downhill from here for the Rockies.
Yeah, they've already won too much in a matter of a week. So yeah, I have a feeling we'll check in from time to time. So stay tuned for sure. All right, I want to talk about the menace of the NFL for the checkbooks. What is Kirk Cousins able to pull? How is this man? I feel like Jack Nicholson. Where does he get those wonderful toys? Like, how does he do this? This man is fleecing the NFL. If you didn't catch it yesterday, sign with the Raiders.
Yep, stability. It's what it is, man. He offers team stability. Whether he's starting, whether he's on the bench, he's a voice of reason. He's somebody to learn from. When he's a starter, he's remotely played well. It started off Atlanta rough, but once he took back over the starting job, he was doing great. But this man, he keeps cashing checks. But I did read that, weeks ago that the Raiders were really pushing hard for him. I think they don't want to start Fernando out of the gate. They want to give him a little bit of time to adjust. They don't want to basically throw him to the wolves because they know that they don't have a good team right now. Even though they spent a lot of money in the offseason, they know they don't have a good team, and they want to make sure that they're doing things the right way. And, what better way than bring somebody like Kirk Cousins in? He's probably only be there a year. I know he signed a longer deal, but let's be real. This man
come on.
ain't got much longer, So I think he's going to be a voice in the locker room, probably start 5 or 6 games. And then, if they're 5-0, 6-0, then that's a different story. But if they're, 1-4 or 1-5, Fernando, they're probably going to go ahead and hand it over to Fernando. But hey, maybe they do start him, maybe he adjusts in camp quicker than they think he will. But I think they're just playing it safe because they're notorious for throwing their quarterbacks out there and just ruining their careers.
So, did you see Fernando's pro day? He was out there at IU slinging some footballs. Did you catch any of the footage?
I missed that.
So, you didn't miss much other than some of his balls are still in the air. They were he was getting ripped a little bit, saying that, the DBs have a chance to recover. I mean, he was throwing. And they were waddles. They were Peyton Manning Denver years. They were kind of teetering, and they just had a lot of air under it. So I do want to talk to Miles and ask him if he can defend that, or if he's willing to admit that he doesn't have the strongest arm. If he's more like a Brock Purdy, where he's known. I'm not being a homer. This is legit. That he's known for just having a good processor, then I think he can be fine. I think Mendoza can be
nobody
okay.
says to be nobody says in the NFL that to be successful you have to have a strong arm. You just need to be accurate. And that's, you can, if he's out there trying to Jay Cutler it and Brett Favre and fit it in, tiny windows, then that ain't going to work. If he's just, if he's just trying to be accurate with the ball, get it to his weapons, get it to his playmakers, let them get the yards after the catch or the yards after the run. I think he'll be fine. Of course, the NFL, anything could happen, but I think the Raiders would be smart to not start him immediately. That used to be the MO. It was like a rookie would be lucky to see the field his first year. Now all of a sudden we're just handing them the reins immediately. I don't think that's a recipe for success, really. Yeah, it gives your players experience, but it opens them up to way too many hits, way too many unnecessary sacks,
bad experience.
Just way too many.
There's
way too many, opportunities for turnover, gets in their head mentally. All that plays. What is Fernando?
And you start seeing ghosts.
21, 22 years old. Maybe he's 23, I think. I'm not sure. But either way, man, I think the Raiders would be fine. They did good work in the offseason, got a great tight end, got a great running back. Now they got a good young quarterback. Now they got a vet.
Center.
I mean,
They got a center.
yeah, they have everything they need to build the offense. They got Max Crosby back after they thought they lost him. So I mean,
we'll see what happens there.
yeah, they still could trade him, but either way, I mean, I think things are on the up and up for Vegas. Personally, if I was a fan of the Raiders, I'd be excited.
Yeah, for sure. If you are a fan of in fantasy of having Puka Nacua on your team, how are you feeling right now? Do you think this deal affects like him moving forward? Is this a huge red flag? Small red flag? He's going to rehab for behavior. I don't even know like officially what that means. Like he was on some podcast saying some weird stuff and I don't know, some detrimental. I mean, it wasn't as bad as like Jaden Ivey necessarily. Well, it was pretty anti-Semitic, I guess, right? Do you remember what he was saying before? Like months ago?
Yeah, but he's I remember that, but he's also in trouble for some kind of domestic dispute or something with a woman.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, he's got all kind of issues going on.
Yeah, definitely odd because I didn't see that coming his first 2 years. All he did was catch the ball and be quiet. Like, I mean, I saw him twice a year, like, as a Niner fan. And the whole time I'm just jealous that we don't have him. But now I'm like, well, wait a minute. Is he like more like a Brandon Ayuk? Then I'm glad the Rams have him. So I don't know if this stretches out. They say he'll be good for training camp, but wouldn't they say that if he was not going to be okay for training camp, they would still say that? Like, so people aren't talking about it. So that's where I'm like, I wonder how big a deal this is. We'll have to see. It's not like,
I mean, he's got a consistent. Now he's consistent with making these mistakes and being on X and running his mouth and deleting posts, making posts, deleting posts. That's the recipe for, trade requests and like AJ Brown stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if he's disgruntled, if he's happy. I think he would have been fine if they won the Super Bowl. He just wound up having a little more time to himself, and I don't know. Maybe he's got a drinking problem. He's got to get in check. But either way, I would be keeping my eye on it if I were the Rams. Because
it's a weird deal.
If he gets to be detrimental in the locker room and he's still got trade value and he hasn't like ruined his rep, you're gonna have to make some big boy decisions. Figure out what you're going to do with him. Because, you can't be paying him top dollars in the NFL for top receiver money and then have him all of a sudden just flame out,
Yeah.
And the Rams aren't afraid to toss players around for picks. We know that.
Spend some money doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Well, this might be a, lingering story, kind of like Tiger, where we find out stuff later in the next coming weeks. What do you think of if Cam Ward gets hurt and now you have Hendon Hooker? What do you think about that?
Well, we don't really have Hendon Hooker. He's not going to make the team. I mean, if they trade Will Levis, maybe he makes the team as a third. But I mean, we signed.
You
Mitchell
don't think
Trubisky.
So?
Well, they signed Mitchell Trubisky in the offseason, like for decent money. So I mean, he's obviously the backup because he's got history with
NFL starts.
That, and he's got a history with Brian DeBole. So, but yeah, I think they signed like three guys randomly to KJ Bourne, not Osborne, but something not Kendrick Bourne. I mean, they signed a jobber. They signed two jobber. Yeah, they signed two jobber wide receivers in Hendon on the same day. They're just camp bodies, the way I look at it. I don't think they sit around. I mean, again, if Will Levis gets moved, then they keep Hendon Hooker, but you're really going to keep Hendon Hooker over Will Levis?
KJ Osborne and Lance McCutcheon.
So it was KJ Osborne. Wow, his career has fallen fast.
Yeah. And running
wasn't
back
too long
Michael
ago,
Carter.
he was in Minnesota actually doing something.
Yeah. So,
but
you don't think he'll make it?
I mean, Hendon Hooker, I don't know. I mean, he makes it if they trade Levis, he makes it, but he's not going to beat out Will Levis.
I don't know, man. Dude, he played pretty bad, dude. Will Levis, I hate to tell you this, he was awful.
But Hendon, but I mean, he wasn't really awful under Mike Vrabel. He was awful under Brian Callahan for limited time. That's the thing. Like I feel like Saleh could fix a lot of that. And Brian DeBoer is a QB whisperer for the most part.
Well, Brian, yeah, maybe that offense. I mean, Saleh is defense, so he's not going to touch him.
Yeah, but he's going to basically treat him like Brian a man. Gable. Yeah, I mean he's gonna treat him like a man instead of being out there yelling at him like Brian Callahan. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody could ask Brian Callahan the same thing.
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I want to shift to the NBA because I want to see what you think. Memphis J and Hoops Idiot shared this, and I saw it on scrolling through something else. I couldn't make sense of what LeBron was talking about. Like he would pull an Eli Manning if he would have got drafted by Memphis. Like, obviously you're saying, okay, Memphis is terrible and you're not going to play there. But what is he talking about? Did you catch all that?
I must have missed the LeBron story, but if he's talking about Eli Manning, then he's just basically saying, I'm going to tell him I'm not playing there, Because, I mean, the Chargers were going to draft Eli. And Eli was like, Eli and his dad both were like, nah, he's not playing there.
I'm not going there.
Don't even think about it.
Well, that's supposedly what LeBron said in some, interview or whatever, where they were talking about Memphis, and that's where he was like, man, you're crazy. I wouldn't go there, or something like that. It's just weird. I don't understand exactly, but here's the quote. Staying at the Hyatt at 41 years old, you think I want to do that being in Memphis on a random ass Thursday? I'm not the first guy to talk about it in the NBA. You guys have to move. Go to Nashville. Grizzlies' chance was in 2013 if they won the lottery to get me there, and I might have pulled an Eli Manning and not showed up. So this is LeBron talking about playing at age 41 and how the Grizzlies should move. And I'm like, dang, Memphis, what did they do to you?
No, I didn't.
I don't know.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that quote. I wonder if that's even real.
Yeah, it was shared on multiple, on multiple things. So I didn't see the clip or whatever, but it's been shared on a lot of different stuff. So I didn't know what in the world that was from, but I've been to Nashville and I have not been to Memphis. I assume Nashville is cooler, and you would probably say that because you live there. Am I missing something?
I mean, yeah, Nashville's cooler. Memphis is fine though, man. Memphis is it's a little more laid back, than Nashville.
Yeah, it's not as big and crazy, right?
I mean, there's parts of Memphis you don't want to really step foot in, just like there's parts of Nashville you don't want to step foot in. You don't want to if you're visiting Memphis, you probably want to stay away from the Orange Mound area. That's pretty much where 8-Ball and MJG and 666 Mafia and a bunch of the rap groups all came from. That's probably not where you want to hang out, but Beale Street's great. FedEx Forum's great. I mean, got the Pyramid down there. Now they don't do events there. Now it's like a Bass Pro Shop and a hotel. But back in the day, you could see lots of basketball there. I mean, the Memphis Tigers played there. The Grizzlies played there when they first moved there. I've seen wrestling events there. Memphis is cool.
Well, they're catching strays, so I don't know what to tell you. But I do love me some Nashville. I mean, definitely. So also, what's your take on lobbying for the MVP? Wemby was asked straight up, and there are ways that we've seen guys deflect and say, hey, I'm just working on being a good teammate this year, and we're having great success. And yeah, my numbers look, I could see why, you say my numbers look good, but man, I'm just in a good position to win with my teammates and blah, 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 right? A lot of guys do that. And Wemby said, oh, hell no, that's mine. I'm winning this. I know I'll probably win down the line, but I need to win now too. Like, are you good with that? And do you fault him or do you agree? Like, where do you see the
I don't.
MVP?
I don't care. I think it's fine. I think he's the future face of the league. He's changing the whole landscape. I mean, teams can't guard that dude. Like, he's a freak of nature. Give it to him. I'd rather see him win it than SGA again. I mean, I'm not trying to see that again.
But
I mean,
Joker,
Luka could too, even though Lakers aren't really, probably going to go far. But Luka's putting up MVP numbers.
I don't know
as
that
well.
the Lakers aren't going to go far.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're going to make I don't think they're going to make the finals, but they may make a deep run.
They're pretty up there in the playoffs. They're not like going to be in the play-in or like anything like that. They're a top seed, But I mean, it does feel like the Spurs and then the Thunder and everybody else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't think they
in the
beat
West.
in a 7-game series. I don't think they beat. I mean, I think Houston would even probably give them a run. For 7 games, they may beat Houston in a 7-game series, but Houston could beat them too. I wouldn't be surprised. Spurs,
Yeah.
Definitely Oklahoma City, Nuggets. I mean, all those teams I think could give them fits.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming down to the wire. The Spurs are definitely the hot team right now. So, okay, let's stay with basketball. And when did you hear about? Because I shared it in our group chat, but I didn't know if you had already seen it. The whole Fab Five, which is not a thing. When you think of Fab Five in the last 20 years, you do not think of all 5 of them because there's this weird thing where Chris Webber would never really be with all 5 of them. And, Jalen and Jawan were the most famous besides Chris Webber, obviously. And so the others would be like Ray and Jimmy would be like, yeah, we getting together? Yeah, because every time if they were together, they'd probably make a little money. So, Jimmy King and Ray Jackson, I think it is, were like, yeah, y'all got any more of them Fab Five discussions? Like that Dave Chappelle. Like, so they are excited. But Chris Webber was like, man, I don't care about any of that. Like, I'm a Hall of Famer. So it is cool that they're coming together. I am excited. I will be tuning in. I do want to see what they do. I do want to see all 5 of them in the same room, whatever, with microphones, talking, showing each other love. Like, that was a badass team, man. It just is.
They were good.
So I'm excited.
As long as they don't call a timeout, everything will be all right.
And luckily they are not able to call timeouts as they are not coaches. They let one of them try and he sucked. They already let one of them. They're like, all right, we'll let one of you give it a shot. If it doesn't work, we're going to get a real coach. And they got a real coach now. So
yeah,
funny how that worked out. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. Let's talk about which Final Four game do you want to talk about first? I'm getting it pulled up.
Let's get probably the boring one out of the way.
UConn, Illinois.
Let's go ahead and talk about that because, it's fine.
So,
one of these teams is going to the championship, and
right.
Are either of those teams better than Arizona and Michigan? I don't think so, but one of those teams is going to the championship. So
I know it's weird how it will work out, but you kind of wish that it was set up the other way. But Duke screwed the pooch by being the overall number 1 seed and then not making it. But we do wish that it would just be like Michigan versus maybe UConn and then Arizona versus Illinois would be better because then hopefully you would get the Michigan and Arizona. But, it's still going to be – I do like that it's the later game. so you can really settle in and all right, Saturday night, baby, But all right, let's start. Let's do our due diligence here. Let's go over who we think has the best shot to advance here. We have Illinois absolutely is like out of the teams that are left is the quote unquote Cinderella. They're the 3 seed, so it's not a real Cinderella. However, no one had Illinois in the Final Four. And they are 24th in scoring. They score almost 84 points a game, and they rebound it really well. They're 6th in the nation in rebounding, and that can really help you if you can score it well and rebound it well. They're in the Final Four. That's a tough team to beat. And they have Peja's son along with all these Europeans. They got some good freshmen as well. And then I feel like UConn is another Cinderella in that they made a Cinderella-like play over the last 2 minutes of that game where they had no business down 19. So both of them are kind of like Cinderella. Who do you give the edge to?
I think UConn is. I think that was their tipping point. I think that's the height of their season.
They blew their
That's
load.
A lot to live up to. Yeah, I mean, come back from 19, hit a shot like that. I think Illinois. Everybody's probably picking UConn at this point. I think Illinois has a chance to sneak in there. I mean, they keep proving it. They keep knocking off everybody they play. For the most part, they handle everybody they play. They may have had some early blowouts, but I mean, lately, like they're still manhandling teams when they need to. Like you said, they're out rebounding. They're hitting tons of threes. They spread the ball around. UConn.
They're well coached. They are well coached too. Underwood man can coach.
Yeah, so I my gut tells me Illinois, man. I think Illinois is going to sneak in there and face the winner of Michigan, Arizona, which I think is probably going to be Arizona, but I would not be surprised if it's Michigan because Michigan's so damn good. Michigan is so damn good. So
yeah, I'm going to give the edge to Illinois as well. I won't be surprised if UConn just comes out guns blazing and they end up winning because they are able to. It's not like it would be like, oh my gosh, can you believe how UConn started? Like, no, UConn has started really well in plenty of games this year, but against Duke they didn't. Against UCLA they didn't. Now against Michigan State they did, if I remember right. And so it's like, which UConn team, are you gonna get? So I don't know. They haven't looked great in the first half since Michigan State, and they only won that game after being outscored in the second half, which you don't love if you're a UConn fan. So I don't know. I mean, they're still 33-5. They are a very good basketball team. You have to give them credit. But I definitely have Illinois. So all right, let me pull up some juiciness for Michigan, Arizona. Let's go to the tail of the tape. So you have 87 points per game versus 86 points per game. And let's check rebounding. Remember how I said Illinois was 6th in rebounding? Well, Arizona is number 2 at almost 40 rebounds per game, 39.8. So, I mean, that just tells you how good freaking Arizona is, dude. Like, that is crazy. They have almost 12 offensive rebounds per game. Michigan doesn't even have 10 offensive rebounds per game. But Michigan shares the ball. They're 4th in assists. Michigan averages almost 19 assists per game. So, I mean, it's like, man, these teams have some interesting stats about them in which they're like the top 3 in their category, and they're just going to be in for a dogfight, I think. I don't know if this is the episode that we truly give a legit prediction. I think we're just hoping for a good game. I have Arizona in my bracket winning it all, so okay, by default, I just simply have to say right now Arizona, but like I'm just in for a good game. I'm gonna steal some of that popcorn if you have any left, and just watch the game, man. I don't know if I have a prediction. What about you?
Well, eat some popcorn for you.
Well, I'm gonna get President Trump on the phone and ask if he can fly me in some. Then,
Yeah,
while you give your
I
prediction.
don't have a prediction. I agree. I just think Arizona's a better team. I think the best team in the whole tournament. I have them winning the tournament as well. So by default, I'm saying Arizona. But
By default,
hey, man, Michigan wins.
Default pick.
Yeah.
Default. We're going chalk.
Had Arizona and Duke, and that did not work out. So that's where we're at.
Hey,
but I got Arizona.
So
man.
I think Arizona's going to win. I had Michigan, Arizona, and UConn, and then the team that didn't make it, was it Florida? Did I have, or a random team? But I definitely had Michigan, Arizona, and UConn, which is a bit of a surprise. But I did have UConn, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm just super stoked for that game. I think it's going to be fantastic. I was listening to on Saturday morning on Fox Sports Radio. They have all these throwaway shows at 10 a.m. But I was driving to the office to do a couple things this past Saturday, and they were talking about, at that point we didn't know if Michigan and Arizona were going to play yet at that point. But on the show they said if all things go to plan and Michigan plays Arizona, over the last 20 years, this will be the best matchup in Final Four over the last 20 years. I mean, when you add up, like, again, just all the stats and everything from the teams and the matchup, and then I started to think about it, like, okay, you've had Duke, the times in the last 20 years that Duke has won, think of the teams they've played, or like think of Kentucky with Anthony Davis, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, those teams were great. I'm not being a hater and saying they weren't great, but the matchups in which they won were not as neck and neck as Michigan and Arizona are. And so that, they're saying, is just like one of the best matchups in the last 20 years. And that is just, when analysts say that, and they're literally just using stats, that's all they're using. So you can say it's fact. That gets me hyped. Like, I'm ready to watch that game. I'm so excited. It better be like a 3-point game or I'm going to be upset. Like, oh, it was a blowout. It was a 7-point game. Like,
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow night. So
yeah. Yep. I'm excited. So, all right. We have Turtles Idiot Nation on an absolute rampage, about to have 13,000 shell heads, correct?
Close to it. We're knocking on the door. We'll, I'm not gonna check right now, but we're probably about 100 away.
I remember when we were at like around 2,000, and you were showing me the 3,000 or 4,000 graphic. You're like, hey, it's ready. When we hit 4,000, I'm like, man, I don't know if we're hitting 4,000.
Well, I don't do
that
a 4.
Was almost
I do
10 grand.
I only do.
Was it
well,
5?
Yeah, you're right. No. I'm sorry. No, you're right. For each 1,000, I do one. Yes, I do. Yeah. The way I do them, I do 100, 500, 1,000, and I do one for each 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the 4,000 one, and just thinking like, dude, this is crazy, and thinking that it's crazy, and we're about to hit 10 grand more than when I thought it was crazy. Is not even crazy, can't even be the word. I don't know if a word exists. I mean, like, this is to the point where, seriously, we have to like start getting like a turtle on the show, or like an actual Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. We have to just find one, like, since they're real.
Let's
right?
Find one.
We just have to.
Yes, they are real. They live in the sewer. They're easy to find.
Yeah, I just don't want to go down there. But I mean, I don't know what kind of brand deals.
Get somebody to just wear a costume. Let's just get somebody wear a costume and have him on. So we've got a real life Ninja
Miles.
Turtle on the next episode. Just some random
Here he
person.
is, and like you can see his neckline through the thing or something, or like when he opens his mouth, you see the other guy's mouth.
Just go pick up a homeless guy somewhere. Hey man, I'm gonna give you $50 and a bottle of booze to just wear this costume on their podcast for the next 40 minutes.
Like Kramer and Newman when they have the ricochet, the homeless guy steals it.
Yeah,
that'll be classic. No man, we got to get on the phones and hit up some brand deals. Between every Idiot Nation, there's like over 50,000 followers, right? When you add them all up.
Well, I mean, there's more than that for sure. I mean, there's like, pushing 60, I would say, because you've got, Turtles at 13, you got mine at almost 40, you got Puck over almost 2, you've got Racing over 2.
And we're at
you got
Sports Idiot
Idiot Nation like 5 roughly. So I mean, we're definitely pushing 60.
So if you are not following, I really don't know what is happening in your life. You're making some bad choices. Simply, you can't be trusted. You need us to take over. Probably give us your phones, send them in to Nashville, and we will follow the accounts properly for you because you can't be trusted with your own life if you are not following. That's all I can say at this point because you're missing out.
If you're not using the phones to follow us, but you're using them to flip your car on its side
and call the president,
then you're totally missing the point here. Missing the point here.
You're missing the point. Yeah, you're missing the point of life. You are just you're missing the sign that says slow down. Like.
You guys can use your phone. Adam can tell you. Adam, when should they use their phone to follow us? Like what days of the week do we have new episodes for them? And how should they find us on the socials?
It is funny. It's funny that you ask. It's so weird because I don't know if I've ever closed the show that way. So this is new territory for us. All right. Yep. Okay. Bye. Like now I feel obligated to close the show in a different way, but I am, how shall you say, not witty enough. So I think I'll just close the show by saying, remember to follow us wherever you get your social media, and that yes, new episodes come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Monday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
you would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.